bullfrogs. Where you going in that city dude get-up?
Well, Granny, I told you Mr. Drysdale's fixing to build a new bank, and he invited me to the festivities.
And you're wearing them clothes as many barn raisins you been to?
There'll be no barn raising, Granny.
Barn raising, bank raising, what's the difference? There's dirt to shovel, cement to mix, boards to be sawed and nailed up. You ruin them clothes.
Mr. Drysdale's the one that sent me these fancy duds. He wouldn't have done that if he expected me to work in them.
You mean you ain't gonna help your neighbor when he's got a building to raise?
Granny, I kind of think Mr. Drysdale's going to build this bank city style, hire strangers to do it.
A man has able-bodied neighbors and friends, and has to hire strangers to help him. I say the world has took a sorry turn.
Hey, Paul, something. He looks like a president or something, don't he, Granny?
Yeah, he does bear a resemblance to Jeff Davis.
Well, it's getting on time. I got to be getting down to Mr. Drysdale's office. Is Jethro finished washing the car yet?
Oh, he's having it washed, Paul.
Having it washed?
Yes, Jed, city style. Hiring strangers to do his work for him.
Well, Jethro says there's a new place in the neighborhood where they wash your car in just 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yes, sir, and he wanted to try it out. Why, he's back already.
Oh, you are sopping wet.
Yeah? That's the last time I go to that there automatic car wash.
What happened, Jethro?
They like to drown me, that's what happened. I drove into this here place, and this fella says, hop out, buddy. I'll take that truck. I says, you won't neither. So I followed some arrows around into this here tunnel. I no sooner got inside, this dad-blamed cyclone busted loose.
Cyclone?
Worser. Why, water commenced to hit me from every direction. Steam shot up through the floor, and wind pretty near blew me off the seat.
Did you complain about it, Jethro?
Uncle Jed, as soon as I got out of that tunnel, I took off like a scolded dog.
Serves you right for not doing the job yourself.
Yes, sir, Granny. Ah, shoot!
Bless you.
Now get into some dry clothes, boy. I'm due over to Mr. Drysdale's office.
Wilburn Drysdale, J.P. Morgan, Baron Rothschild, Wilburn Drysdale. Yes, it has that big moneyed sound. One day it will be Drysdale National Bank.
Well, where is J.D. Clampett? There is a financial wizard that I want to meet.
He'll be along any minute.
You're in for a surprise, John. To talk to him, you'd think he was a big old hillbilly who doesn't know the difference between a tax-free municipal bond and a Dow Jones stock average. All the time, that shrewd mind is going like an electronic computing machine.
He must be fabulous. I hear that less than 2 years ago he was broke.
He didn't have one penny. Today, I would estimate his net worth at around 40 million.
40 million? Well, I don't mind telling you, Milburn. That's the reason I'm in this deal. When I heard that J.D. Clampett was putting money into this new bank venture of yours, I said, Fleming, get on the gravy train.
Me too, Milburn. I'll ride Clampett's bandwagon any day.
Oh, Jethro, you want to come in and say hello to Miss Jane?
Oh, no, sir, Uncle Jed. She might take to chasing me again. I'll wait here.
Oh, did you bring along one of them tickets the policeman give us for parking here?
Oh, yes, sir. I got a $5 one.
How long can you park here for that?
Well, there's a gadget down the street that says parking is 10 cents an hour. So, let's see. At 10 cents goes into $5. That's 500 cents. 1 into 5 is 5. Naught into naught is naught. Bring down the 5 and the naught. And then bring down the extra naught. Subtract naught from naught, and naught from naught, and 5 from 5.
Doggy, you sure can cipher.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. This here is what you call long division. Now, I got a naught, naught, and naught down here, and a 10 up yonder. Now, all I got to do is put the 10 into the 3 knots and bring down the decimal point.
I ain't got long enough for long division. I don't want to keep Mr. Drysdale waiting.
Well, all I got to do is put the 10 into the 3 knots and figure out where the decimal goes.
Well, you figure it out and park here your $5 worth. If I ain't back by then, you ask the policeman to give you another ticket. Remember to say please and thank you. Folks appreciates good manners in the young.
Yes, sir.
Well, how about a toast to the new bank?
I'm for that.
To the Drysdale National... Oh, the new Commerce Bank.
Doggone it, Milburn, where is J.D. Clampett? I had hopes of getting some tips on the market from him before the stock exchange closes.
Me too. I want to ask him about grain futures.
Well, forget it, boys. J.D. Clampett knows nothing about the market. I do all his investing for him.
Don't you wish you were that smart?
I'll bet Clampett throws away better information than I pay my market analysts for.
Well, here is to J.D. Clampett, the lone eagle of finance.
Oh, greetings, Mr. Clampett.
Hi, Miss Jane.
Remember me, Mr. Clampett?
You bet I do. I'd remember even if you didn't have the name wrote right on your dress there. How are you, Beverly?
I'm Marion Billington.
Well, he's a mighty lucky man. Oh, say, Granny wanted to send along some of her crawdad dip. We went to every market in Beverly Hills, and would you believe it? They ain't a crawdad to be had. And they call this a modern city.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Excuse me, Milburn. We'd like to ask J.D. a question.
Now, John, I told you, you boys aren't going to get anything out of Mr. Clampett.
Oh, just one question.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Well, if somebody should buy a lot of wheat right now, say 1,000,000 bushels, what do you think they'd make?
Well, Mr. Pendleton, I reckon they make a lot of bread.
What did he mean by that? Fleming, you are square. Bread is hip talk for money. It is? Yes, now get on the horn to your broker and start buying wheat futures.
That's a mighty big piece of ground, Mr. Drysdale. Is your new bank going to cover that whole field?
Oh, no. Just a little portion of it. We'll be right in the middle of a huge development. Compared to some of the new buildings, our bank will be quite small.
Hors d'oeuvres?
No, thank you.
No, thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Clampett, what was that again you were trying to buy in the market? I thought I'd tell my boss so he could get some.
Well, that's crawdad.
Crawdad?
Just common crawdad.
You can't get it in the market out here?
That's right. They don't seem to know about it yet. You tell your boss to buy all that he can get his hands on. He'll make himself a heap of money.
Thank you, I will.
Oh, that's great. Good. Said New York?
Ned Lantini.
Give me that phone. Ned, this is John Lucas. Now listen very carefully. This is a real hot tip. I want you to buy crawdad. All you can get. That's right. Crawdad. So what? A few years ago, nobody ever heard of Xerox.
Hello, Ned. Fleming again. Buy me some of that crawdad, too. What? Common or preferred?
Just common crawdad. Crawdad common.
Common. But see what preferred is doing. All you can.
Yeah.
And let us know.
Right. And Drysdale said we couldn't get anything out of Clampett.
Open up. Unlock this door. Let me in there.
Yes.
Come in. Oh, what's the idea? We've got to be getting over to the building site. Miss Hathaway,
Right here, Chief.
do we have the gold shovel for the groundbreaking ceremonies?
Indeed we have, plus hammer, saw, trowel, and a gold nail in honor of the golden anniversary of Beverly Hills.
Good. Now, if we hurry, we can get pictures taken in time for the evening papers.
Well, I want my picture taken with Mr. Clampett.
Me too.
Now, why would anybody want their picture taken with me at all?
Now, you're helping to build this bank, Mr. Clampett.
I am?
You and 10,000 other depositors.
With one little shovel?
Oh! Chief, will you be wanting me to go with you to the groundbreaking ceremonies?
No, you stay here and look after things. Like to ride with me, Mr. Clampett?
Well, no, thank you. I got Jethro waiting. I got a stop to make. Well, see you all at the bank raising.
All right, gentlemen, we're ready to go.
Bank raising. See how casually he takes building a new bank?
Well, maybe we'd be that casual if we had his money. And we will have, now that we've cornered the crawdad market.
Who's trading in crawdad?
I'll take all the crawdad I can get. I want crawdad. 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 Naught into naught is naught. 5 into naught is naught. Naught into 5 is...
Head for home, Jethro.
Oh, our parking time ain't up yet.
Head for home anyway. I gotta get into working clothes, get some tools in this truck.
Well, what for?
I'm gonna help Mr. Drysdale build his bank.
Hey, is that gonna be like barn raising back home?
Yep, Granny was right. Only it's gonna be bigger than any barn raising. There's gonna be 10,000 people pitch into this job.
10,000 people?
That's what Uncle Jed told me.
I ain't never seen that many people in all my life.
Well, me neither.
Well, that's one of the reasons we come home first, to take you too long. Figured you wouldn't want to miss a sight like that.
But, Jed, ain't they just gonna get in each other's way?
There's a good chance of that, Granny, especially with the pitiful few tools they got. You load our tools on the truck, Jethro?
Oh, yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
Well, come on, let's get going.
Oh, wait a minute, Jed. Don't you think that we ought to tote along some victuals and a jug or two, like we always do to barn raising?
Sound like a good idea, Granny.
Jethro, snatch that pot of grits and jowls off on the stove and fetch it out to the truck.
Yes, ma'am, Gran.
Ellie Mae, you draw off a jug of my new rheumatism medicine.
Yes, Granny.
Granny, Mr. Drysdale is going to be right obliged to you. He was serving some little glasses of cider down to the office, but the stuff had done turned.
Left it work too long, huh?
I tell you, it had gassed up something awful.
You gotta know the right time to tap a keg of cider.
He had that little Beverly caterer serving victuals.
That's the little girl that Jethro is so sweet on.
Yeah, but she's gonna marry somebody else.
No.
Oh, it's all for the best. She'd have starved Jethro to death in 2 days. That woman serves the skimpiest helpings I ever did see.
You don't say.
Sandwiches no bigger than your thumbnail. And you know what kind of eggs they eat?
What?
Fish eggs.
Fish eggs?
She called them caviar. Little bitty things. Mess of them on a cracker or look for all the world like a charge of soggy buckshot.
Did the folks eat them?
Granny, you wouldn't believe the way them city folks was putting away fish eggs and sour cider.
Mr. Drysdale ain't gonna have his bank put up in a hurry with them kind of victuals.
Put it in the back of the truck, Jethro.
Yes, sir.
Now, them's victuals that I call stick to your ribs. We'll save them for the hardest workers.
Good idea, Granny. Let her roll, Jethro. We're late for the barn raising.
Bank raising.
Yeah.
We're just about ready to go on the air, Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Clampett isn't here yet. We can't start without him. Well, I'm afraid we'll have to. This is a direct broadcast, and my cue comes up in 30 seconds. All right. I'll stretch my speech.
What do you suppose happened to Clampett?
He's probably on the phone to his stockbroker.
Yeah, trying to find out who cornered the crawdad market.
Honored guests, citizens of Beverly Hills, ladies and gentlemen of Radioland. 210 years ago, our forefathers made their way west from Pasadena into what is now Beverly Hills. And they built the first crude 40 and 50 room mansions, some of which still stand. These brave people were seeking freedom in the wide open spaces. Ladies and gentlemen, for you listening on radio, let me explain that the commotion and laughter is being caused by a truck full of disreputable vagrants. And here they come again. They circle the stand. Somehow this motley collection of tramps made their way inside the city limits of Beverly Hills, careened past our speaker's platform, obviously intoxicated. Please. Don't worry, Mr. Drysdale. The police will have those drunks under arrest in no time. This is Mr. Clampett, my guest of honor. We return you now to our studios for a brief interlude of recorded music.
Jed, I thought you said about 10,000 people was going to be here to help raise this bank.
That's what Miss Jane said they was counting on.
Well, all but about 100 of them changed their mind.
Well, don't worry about that, Granny. We raised some mighty fine barns with less than that.
Who's this Goomer comer?
We're back on the air again, ladies and gentlemen, from the site of the Newcomers Bank.
Can't say as I know, Granny, but it looks like he's lost a bulb out of his life.
It's now my honor and privilege to bring you an interview with one of the leading citizens of Beverly Hills, Mr. J.D. Clampett. Mr. Clampett, I wonder if we might have a word from you, sir.
Howdy.
Is that all you have to say?
It's all I can get into one word.
I didn't mean it literally. You see, Mr. Clampett, you're on the radio.
Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was just a pile of lumber.
What I mean is, Mr. Clampett, when you talk into this microphone, thousands of people are listening in their homes.
Why ain't all you good-for-nothing loafers out here to help raise this bank?
We return you once again to our studio for another brief interlude of recorded music.
Hey, Granny, you know something? I've been all over this place, and they ain't got no victuals.
You hungry, Jethro?
Well, heck no.
Well, then stop worrying. When you get hungry, there's a whole pot full of grits and jowls on the truck.
Not no more. That's why I ain't hungry.
Hey, Paul, they want you to come over and get your picture took.
I don't care if I get my picture took, Ellie. I'll just sit here till they commence work.
Well, they better come in, for the sun's going to set on them.
That's for sure. Ain't more than about 2 good working hours left.
Hey, Paul, they's commencing now. Look, Mr. Drysdale's going to shovel.
Mr. Drysdale is now putting a foot on the shovel and attempting to get the first spade of dirt, which seems to be a little tough to do right at this time. Very successful with the small spade of dirt. Cameramen are taking pictures of him.
You call that shoveling?
Them city folks sure think a heap of it. They's clapping to beat the dickens.
He's taking a picture of him, too.
Well, he's sure tired quick. He's handing a shovel to them other fellas.
And now Mr. Lucas and Mr. Pendleton are both on the shovel, and
Why, the two of them together can't dig worth shucks.
Folks is clapping again, and they's taking more pictures.
Look, now all 3 of them's going at it.
Mr. Drysdale, Mr. Pendleton, and Mr. Lucas all pick up a full spade of dirt with the golden shovel for the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Did you see that, Jed?
Pitiful, just pitiful.
They better figure on building this bank without a cellar.
Well, it looks like that's what they're gonna do. Mr. Drysdale's leaving with the shovel.
Goodbye,
Where's he going?
I reckon he had to get back to the old bank to pack up all the money and stuff and move it over here.
And all the rest of his friends helping. I bet you we can build his new bank before he gets back.
Well, let's get to it.
Where's everybody going?
Dogged if I know.
Shame on you lazy loafers.
Come back!
Hey, there's the bank to be put up.
Come back!
You're whistling to the wind, Ellie Mae. Them fair weather friends are scattering like young'uns right out of school.
The minute poor Mr. Drysdale back is turned.
Well, we might as well go home, too.
Now, hold on. Mr. Drysdale finds out about this, it'll break his heart.
Well, what can we do, Paul?
We can put up his bank for him. That's what we can do.
Just us?
It'll get dark on us, Jed.
Full moon tonight. We can work right on through if we have to. Now, Jethro, you and me'll commence toting the lumber. Ellie Mae, you get the tools. Granny, you take your sharp stick and mark off a bank on the ground.
I ain't never marked off a bank.
It's the first time for everything. Now, come on, get busy.
Oh, good morning, Chief.
Good morning.
How did the groundbreaking ceremonies go?
Oh, a little chaotic, but the ground finally got broken.
It's going to be a beautiful structure.
Yes, I can't wait to see those steel girders start to rise. Now, they should be bringing in the heavy equipment any time now.
I can't believe it.
What is it, Chief? What do you see?
Never mind, you wouldn't believe it either. Now, let's get over there.
Well, Jethro, considering the moon was behind the clouds most of the night, we throwed up a right tolerable barn.
A bank.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, here's the only piece of lumber out of that whole pile that we ain't used.
Well, we had no to waste it, Ellie. I'll tell you what, Jethro, you paint welcome on there, and we'll nail it to the front door right here.
Yes, sir. Well, how's things going inside, Granny?
Jed, it's a trod-down, hard dirt floor. But by dingies, it's clean.
Morning, Mr. Drydale, Miss Jane.
What is this?
That's your new bank.
Yeah, we'd have made it bigger, but we run out of lumber.
Did you four build this?
You can bet your life that we...
Mr. Drydale's friends built his bank for him just like he was counting on him to.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
They sure
Yeah,
did.
they did.
It was a dandy bank racing. Too bad you missed it.
It's a magnificent bank. Isn't it, Chief?
Oh, yes, it's great. It's beautiful. It's terrific. It's fabulous. It's stupendous.
Yeah. Your friends done the best they could with what was here. But if I was you, I'd give some thought to putting up a bigger, stouter building later on with maybe bricks and cement and all.
By golly, I may just take your advice.
Diggity dog, that means a package from home.
I thought it would never come.
I'll go help the fella unload it.
Dad, package from home is here.
Hey, package from home is here.
Bill Skipper, package from home is here.
Hey, what are you doing that for, mister? It's the only way I can get your package off the truck. It must weigh a half a ton.
Thought you was gonna help the man, Jethro.
Yes, ma'am, Granny.
Well, doggy, Cousin Pearl sure come through with a fine big box of food this time.
That's food?
Food and other necessities.
I don't know how we live without these packages from home, stuck out here in the middle of nowhere like this.
Middle of nowhere. Lady, you're in Beverly Hills. You can buy anything here.
You just walk into one of them hoity-toity stores in Beverly Hills and ask for possum livers and see how they look at you.
Well, possum livers?
Granny, did Aunt Pearl send any teeth and bark for Bobby?
Look and see, Ellie.
I'm not hanging around here to see what comes out of there next. Oh, would somebody sign this for me, please? I don't think the company would accept your signature. Okay, I'm going. I hope you enjoy your cab package. Oh, boy, crawdad!
You want to stay and have some crawdad tails and some possum livers?
Pardon, he didn't hear you, Granny.
He sure don't know what he's missing.
That's a fact. Listen to them crawdads thrashing around in that creek water.
Boy, Aunt Pearl sure did send some lively ones.
There's 3 more pails of them in there.
We sure got a dandy stock of crawdads now.
You know, we ought to share some of these good things with our neighbors. Jethro, take this pail of crawdads over to the Drysdale.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, Jethro. Now, Jed, I'm all for sharing with the Drysdales. But don't you think we ought to ask them to have a closed mouth as to where they got them? Or we'll be trampled with crawdad-starved city folks.
A bit of caution wouldn't hurt.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lucas, to see you, Chief.
Hi, Don.
Milburn. Listen, Milburn. Listen. You are Jed Clampetts' closest friend and confidant. Now, you've got to put me next to that financial wizard.
Financial wizard? Jed Clampett?
Well, yes. He gave Fleming Pendleton a tip on wheat futures last week, and Fleming has cleaned up.
But that's ridiculous.
Why, it is not. I was standing right here. Fleming said, what will I make if I buy 1,000,000 bushels of wheat? And Clampett said he'd make plenty of bread. Believe me, he did make $200,000.
But that was pure accident. He meant the kind of bread you eat.
Now, we have been friends for a long time. We've always leveled with each other. Now, please, let me in on this Clampett crawdad stock.
John, he meant the kind of crawdad you eat.
Oh, not that
Now,
again.
please believe me, there's no such a thing as crawdad stock.
Well, there's certainly none on the market, I'll grant you that. And I've gone to every exchange, even over the counter. And I've tried the foreign boards. Milburn, what is crawdad? Is it a new company? Is it a military project? An electronics breakthrough? A space vehicle? What is that? Come on, tell me, Milburn. Look.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Pendleton.
Well, John, is Drysdale still our friend? Is he getting us together with J.D. Clampett, the Fox of Wall Street?
Fox of Wall Street? Boys, please listen to me. J.D. Clampett thinks a market is just a place to buy victuals.
Make a note of that. Victuals. Common or preferred?
Fleming, you'll never get anything out of him. He won't even tell me what crawdad is.
Hey, Granny! Granny, you know that big old fat cook over to the Drysdales?
Yeah?
Well, he mean-mouthed you, so I dropped him upside the head.
He mean-mouthed me after us sharing our crawdads?
What happened, Jethro?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale wasn't home, so I gave him the bucket and says, here's a dandy bunch of fresh crawdad. And he says, crawdad? And I says, yeah. No, fresh crawdad swimming around in creek water. But I says, Granny wants you to keep quiet about it. And he says, must be a crab. So I dropped him. Ain't nobody gonna call you that while I'm around.
Good for you. Now I'm gonna get the crawdads back and drop him.
I'll explain to Mr. Drysdale that you want to keep quiet. He'll understand.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Clampett. You're splitting your stock of crawdad with Mr. Drysdale, but you want him to keep it very hush-hush. Uh-huh. Right. 4 tin cans from Pearl. Yes. Keep the crawdads in creek water until needed. Right. Thank you, Mr. Clampett. I'm sure Mr. Drysdale will be thrilled. Goodbye. Oh, gentlemen, I didn't see you.
Oh, we didn't hear anything.
Not a thing.
You know something, Granny? These newspapers that Pearl uses for packing and wrapping is just about my favorite part of them packages from home.
What's new, Jim? Anything exciting?
You bet. Look at that headline. Government puts 3 men on moon.
No.
Yep, says right here. 3 government men have been put on the job of finding local still and cutting off the supply of moon being made hereby.
Granny, got my tablet and pencil. What you want figured?
I want you to figure how we can make our stock of crawdads last for a month until we get our next package from home.
Reckon you can handle that, boy?
I reckon. First, you find out how many days in the month. Then you put that into how many crawdads you got, or less how many we give to the Drysdales, and that'll tell us how many we can have a day.
Can you do all that?
Sure, Granny. All it takes is addition, subtraction, and what you call long division.
No wonder your ma wanted you to stay out here. Having an education like that at your age.
Hey, you know something, Uncle Jed? I've been thinking. I'm so good at ciphering and all. Maybe I ought to be a scientist. You know, like Albert Einstein, instead of a brain surgeon.
You'll see. Get over there and commence counting them crawdads.
Yes, sir.
Granny, I put 8 pearl sorghum into jars and scrubbed the can good and clean.
Fine, Ellie. Now, you take it down on my still and fill it up with my my rheumatism medicine.
Granny, what you want with that much rheumatism medicine?
Send it back home to Pearl. You just read where the government men is shutting off the supply back home.
Well, Granny, that's right generous of you, but sending your white lightning back home might be sort of chancy.
The government men will never suspicion it in a milk can.
Well, what if somebody was to drop the can? Remember what happened when just one jug blew up on top of Skeeter Hill?
Yeah.
From then on, it was known as Happy Holler.
I see what you mean. Maybe I better figure out some way to jelly it.
Seems like a safer way to handle it. Well, how you coming with your crawdad figuring?
Uncle Jed, you know it's awful difficult to count these rascals the way they thrashing around in this creek water. Ow! Ow!
Creek water. Creek water. Who is it?
Henning.
You sure you weren't followed?
Followed? Shh. John, what goes on?
Fleming, we may have stumbled onto the most important projects in the development of the nuclear-powered submarine.
You mean Crawdad? Then you found out what it is.
I'm getting close. And no wonder it isn't listed on the stock exchange. It is a highly secret military project of enormous scope.
Really? How did you find out?
I didn't find out. I figured it out. Don't forget, I was in military intelligence during the war. What is a duck?
Duck? It's a bird that lives on land or water.
It is also a military vehicle that lives on land or water. What is a hound dog?
It's a hunting dog that tracks game.
It is also a military missile that tracks its game. That brings us to Crawdad.
Well, there, you've got me.
To be absolutely sure, I looked it up. It is a crayfish.
Well, what is a crayfish?
An armored amphibious crustacean capable of maneuvering on land, through the water, or under the water along the bottom.
You mean that...
Unless I miss my guess, Jed Clampett has developed and is manufacturing an amphibious machine of fantastic capabilities.
And that's Crawdad.
Does that mean anything to you?
Just Crawdad printed vertically.
Well, to me, understanding military terminology, here is what it means. Classified reconnaissance and weapon-capable deep-sea amphibious dread. Wow. And look at this. This is one of the things that Clampett mentioned to Jane Hathaway on the phone this morning. Does that mean anything to you?
Nothing.
Well, now, to me, it means that experiments are being conducted on the ocean floor off Hawaii under the protection of the United States Navy.
4 tin cans from Pearl?
4 destroyers from Pearl Harbor.
This is big. Really big.
And we're going to be in on the ground floor.
Where does Clampett make these crawdads? Out here?
Oh, no, not that wily old fox. He's got a plant hidden somewhere way back in the hills. A place called Crickwater.
Crickwater?
Remember? That's something else that Clampett told Miss Hathaway this morning. Keep the crawdads in Crickwater until needed.
But where is it? I've never heard of it.
No one has. Mark my words. Find Crickwater and you'll find crawdads.
Well, there's no sign of a Crickwater anyplace.
It's one of those secret towns like Oak Ridge or Los Alamos. But someday it'll be more famous than both of them put together. That'll be the express driver.
Who?
Oh, I've been doing some checking. A very large package was delivered to the Clampetts this morning. Who is it?
Harry Ledge, Express Company. Mr. Lucas? Hey, what's the idea? What's going on?
We just want to ask you some questions about a package you delivered this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give up that kind of information to anybody but my employer. What did you want to know, boss?
Where did that package come from?
Package come from? Oh, I remember them saying it came from home, back in the hills.
Well, did they say what was in it?
Yeah, food.
Food? Obviously a cover-up. A man worth $40 million doesn't need a food package from home.
Did you hear the name Crawdad mentioned?
Yes, sir, I did.
How about Pearl?
Yeah, I remember them saying something about that, too. Listen, do you fellas want me to go back up there and get some more information?
You think you could?
Well, that happens to be my real line of work, private investigating.
You're a detective?
Well, not yet. I don't have my own officer license, but I do a lot of studying. In fact, every day I practice following cars without them noticing me.
In an express truck?
It ain't easy. Listen, I gotta go back there to get another signature for my way bill. Besides, they invited me back there for supper.
He certainly has the entree.
Oh, I'll get you a real report. I got a photographic memory.
Okay. See what you can find out, Mr. Ledge.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, by the way, when I'm doing private investigating, I put an S on my name.
Ledges.
No, up front. Sledge. Harry Sledge. Just like Mike Hammer, except I'm more the brainy type. I use my head. Well, see you, fellas.
you know any details of the altercation, Chief?
No. According to my cook, Jethro took a poke at him for absolutely no reason.
Doesn't sound like Jethro. He's such a sweet boy.
Now, don't get emotional. We're here to ferret out the facts and place the blame squarely where it belongs, on my cook.
What makes you so sure?
Miss Hathaway, cooks I can get by the dozen. Depositors with $40 million are not so easy to come by.
Looks as though the Clampetts are receiving a large gift from someone.
If it's Hacker from the Merchant's Bank trying to steal their account, I'll...
Hi.
What is it, driver? What do you want? Do you have something for the Clampetts?
Well, as Mike Hammer would say, who's asking?
I am Milburn Drysdale.
Big deal.
See here, driver.
The name is Sledge. Harry Sledge.
Well, mind your manners, Sledge.
Button your lip. Beautiful.
No! You should be reported to your company.
I'm sorry, doll. I got carried away.
What are you delivering here?
Nothing. I just got to get a signature from one of the Clampetts.
Then take it around back to the tradesman's entrance.
Okay, Mac. See you later, gorgeous.
Impertinent fellow.
Yes. Oh, you mean yes?
Howdy there, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale. Come right in. I hope you'll stay to supper. Granny's going to fix crawdad. Quick as Jethro figures how many. He's adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing to beat the band.
Well, speaking of the lad, my cook tells me that Jethro is responsible for a slight altercation.
I wouldn't be surprised. That boy does every kind of ciphering there is.
Hi. Howdy.
You pert near made me drop this. And if I had, it would have blown us all to kingdom come.
What is that?
White light. You government man?
Oh, no. I'm from the express company. I brought your package from home, remember?
Oh, yeah. My eyes kind of misted up from the fumes. This is powerful stuff.
What is it?
Promise not to tell. It's my white lightning. I gotta figure out how to jelly it up to send it to Pearl.
Jethro?
Jethro, your Uncle Jed's calling you.
Yeah, Granny.
Have you figured out how many crawdads we can take out of that creek water every day?
Not yet, Granny. But I'm getting there.
Regular Einstein, that boy. Set a spell. I gotta get on with this experiment. The government's already put 3 men on the moon. They're liable to put more.
Mister. Don't be scared. He's just a kitten.
A kitten?
When I get done feeding him good, he'll be 4 times this big.
Oh, smoke.
I'm just hoping that he don't gobble up little Mickey here.
That's Mickey.
Yeah, ain't he cute?
I'll say he's cute. Well, see you, lady.
Password.
Quick water. Sit down, Fleming. We're just finishing the debriefing.
John, you're as White as a sheet.
You will be, too, when you hear what I've heard.
What is it?
Fleming, that classified reconnaissance and weapon-capable deep-sea amphibious dredge is just one of the fantastic projects under development by the Clampett Combine.
Clampett Combine?
4 scientific geniuses. Am I right, Sledge?
Please, Ledge, after what I saw today, I'm going back to truck driving.
What is it? What are they up to?
The moon.
What?
Word of honor. And do you know who invented the rock fuel that put them there? Granny.
That little old lady. Greatest chemist since Eve Curie.
And the boy, he's a regular Einstein.
Greater. He invented a new system of mathematics. Why, 2 and 2 come out 5 for him.
But the wildest is what the girl is up to.
Oh, she has uncovered secrets of genetics that are unbelievable. Tell him about the kitten she developed.
This high.
Great Scott. Now, tell him about the white mouse.
This big.
I don't want to hear anymore. We've opened a door that should have been left closed.
I'm with you.
Gentlemen, as good, loyal Americans, I think we should take an oath that the secrets of Jed Clampett's awesome experiments will never leave this room.
I swear.
Fellas, I'd just like to say one thing. It's a mighty good feeling to know that they're on our side.